Yo, what is up, y'all? Welcome back to another video, man. So I wanted to start making some different types of gaming videos on this channel. Not just like playing the games per se, but doing like I've seen these like top 10s and I thought that was interesting, and I wanted to make some of my own because my top 10 is kind of different from other top 10s I've seen when it comes to different consoles. So I want to do one for PS1, PS2, Nintendo 64, you know, so on and so forth. And plus I wanted to do like comparisons between two different types of games. So I got some ideas to, you know, still have this be gaming, but be different style per se. Because normally if you go watch my videos, it's me playing, say, Gran Turismo Vice City, right? Which is fun. I'm still gonna do that. I'm still gonna play games, but at the same time, I'm also gonna do some different stuff. So this right here, it's my top 10 PlayStation 1 games. Now, this is morally based on my opinion rather than actual fact. Okay, let that be known, because there's some games that people would say, no, that's not a good game, but to me it is. Okay, so just let that be known. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So here we go.
Number 10.
So this game here is Real Fishing. Now, some people may not put this on any list, but for me this is a very nostalgia type of game. Me and my brother used to play this so much at my dad's house. You know, it's a really fun fishing game. Still playable today. As you're seeing here now, this is all footage that I recorded myself. I didn't just go steal some people's footage. I recorded all this footage myself. It's kind of hard at first to figure out how to catch the damn fish, but once you get that down, it's a lot of fun. Also, there was actually a fishing controller that you could buy, which was pretty cool. I never did though. I never did, so I don't know if it was like better with it. I imagine it being more realistic, but I can't really speak on that. I never did it. But it's also cool is any fish that you catch, you can actually put them inside the fish tank, so you'll always be able to see like your big catch if you put it in these fish tanks. So it's already cool. So the number 10 game is on my list is Real Fishing.
Number 9.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. Now I feel like the Tony Hawk games got way better in the PS2 era, but this game here is still pretty solid. But as you see, I absolutely suck. I've always sucked at the Tony Hawk games, but I've always enjoyed playing them. For some weird reason, that's just how it is. But it had a pretty good music on there. And overall, it's just a cool game. But like I said, I feel like the Tony Hawk series really took off in the PS2 era. But if you're looking for a Tony Hawk game for the PS1, this right here, not a bad option.
Number 8.
Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 3 for the PS1. Now, the Hot Pursuit series, I think they did one more for the PS2, or they may have made another version of this one for the PS2. I forget. But, you know, my favorite Need for Speed games are for the PS2. But this one here is awesome. Okay? This one here is pretty awesome for the PS1. Like, you just get into some fun, high intense, high speed police pursuits, and the police are pretty brutal, dude. I was kind of surprised when I was replaying this that they're pretty brutal. Like, they're kind of hard to outrun, which makes it somewhat of a challenge. And I had it on like beginner mode or whatever it was. But Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 3 for the PS1, not bad, not a bad game. So that comes in at number 8.
Number 7.
Tomb Raider. Alright, Tomb Raider is another game that I put on this list based upon nostalgia. Me, my brother, my stepdad, we used to play this game. We used to play this game all the time. Like, this was one of our favorites that we played. What was funny was I remember I saved it like where I was almost dying. So then we had to start all over because every time I would respawn, I was dying. Like, But this game is fun, man. It's got like some bats that try to kill you, some wolves. They even got some bears. And those bears are pretty brutal. As you can see right here, I'm getting killed by one. But yeah, Tomb Raider is an awesome game. It's got a pretty cool story, pretty cool environments. The graphics are pretty solid for PS1 Tomb Raider. I believe this was the first Tomb Raider for the PlayStation. I could be wrong, but I think it is. I would recommend checking this game out if you haven't played it. It's pretty fun. Tomb Raider. That is number 7.
Number 6.
So number 6 on this list is Spyro the Dragon. Okay? Now this is typically a game that a lot of kids like to play, but when I was playing the PS1, I was a kid. So that's why this game is on this list. It's really cool, man. You know, you're a little dragon and you can fly and spit fire, and you know, you just go around and just, you know, explore. And I think the main mission of this one was to rescue 10 dragons. So that's kind of what I was doing there, was rescuing 10 dragons. I don't know, I forget what happens beyond that, because I was just recording short clips for the video. But Spyro the Dragon, fun game, even today, even if you're 30 or if you're 10. Would recommend that you play it because it's fun. So that number 6, Spyro the Dragon.
Number 5.
So number 5 here is a game that is highly underrated in my opinion, and I'm a little bummed that they didn't try to build out this game, because I was playing this, next thing I knew, dude, it was like 5 hours later and I was still playing it. Okay, this game is fun. Okay, it's the world's craziest police chases. Underrated. It's fun and exciting. Like you all you're doing, man, is doing police pursuits. You can do like a free roam kind of thing, or you can do like the main mission, if you will, where you got to go to like the police academy and perform little tests there, and then you go out and you try to bust people out in the streets. It gets real sometimes, and you got to shoot people from your vehicle sometimes. But yeah, it's a really fun game. Like I don't remember playing this when I was a kid though. This was a game I discovered like 2 years ago, started playing it, and in love with it. Absolutely in love with it. This is a really fun game. So if you got the PS1 or you're a fan of emulators, and you're looking to check out some new games, this one here might be a good choice. I love it. You know, I'm really into like police simulators and stuff like that. They don't have a lot of them, but this one isn't really a simulator, but it kind of is, in the sense of, you know, you're a cop trying to bust these criminals. So fun game. Definitely check it out.
Number 4.
Twisted Metal 2. Twisted Metal 1 was pretty solid. Now this is a vehicle combat type of game, and it's, you know, I always kind of sucked at it, but similar to the Tony Hawk games, but this game is fun. Okay, I like the characters that were on it. You know, you can play it with your family or your friends. It's a lot of fun. Fun characters, fun levels. It's really good. You know, I would choose this game over any vehicle combat game personally. I just have a strong love for Twisted Metal 2. My favorite one out of the whole series. You know, there's some better ones down the road that get better graphically. Obviously, I think there was one made in 2015, 2017, something like that. But if you're looking for like the cream of the crop, the heyday from Twisted Metal, I think Twisted Metal 2 is not a bad way to go. So if you never played it, you should check that out. So that's number 4, Twisted Metal 2.
Number 3.
So we're in the top 3 now, okay? This is WWF Smackdown 2, Know Your Role. This game here, it's in my top 2 when it comes to wrestling games. Like if I were to make a wrestling list, this is either number 1 or it's number 2. The reason why I love this game so much is, for 1, I think it's one of the best wrestling games. For 2, the season mode on here was so much fun. It was so much fun. And if you grew up like me and you had a sibling and you guys had to play games together, this was like the only wrestling game I played where it allowed you to do a 2-player like storyline season mode. Alright, because you and your brother or your sister or your friend or whoever, your parents, you guys could get on here together and do a full season mode, and it was a lot of fun. You can also create a superstar like I did for the sake of this video. It's got the awesome wrestlers, from the prime of WWE. A lot of fun. You can also create a superstar like I did for the sake of this video. It's got the awesome wrestlers, from the prime of WWE. The Rock, Stone Cold, Chris Jericho, Undertaker, Edge, Christian, Kurt Angle, there's so many, Trish Stratus and Lita, and Shane McMahon, Vince McMahon. Dude, it's gotten so much superstars on there. And like I said, the story mode is really fun. If you've never played it, you really should check that one out for sure. WWE Smackdown 2, highly recommend it if you've never played it. Awesome game.
Number 2.
This was tough to put at number 2, but that is Gran Turismo 2. Gran Turismo 2 might be the best racing game when it comes to like playing against the computer and things like that. I would say Gran Turismo 2 is my favorite all-time racing game. I just thought it was so cool when my friend first introduced me to this game, because you had to go on there, you had to get your license for different types of races, and they didn't just have like just like racing on the street. They had like rally races, so off-road. They had endurance races, so like if you like to do like somewhat like NASCAR style where you have to actually pit and it's like 200 laps or something like that, they had that on there. And they had all like actual licensed cars. So you got Dodge, Toyota, Lamborghinis, Ferraris, Corvettes, Camaros, like you name it. Toyota Celicas, Eclipses, like they have a lot of selections, and they have a lot of cool cars that are like made for special events. And Gran Turismo 2 has just got a huge nostalgia view, obviously. Most people that are into racing played this game and they love it. So I had to put this on my list for sure. If my next game wasn't an option, I would have put this number 1. Like, that's how much I love Gran Turismo. But so that Gran Turismo, number 2 on my list. So without further ado, here we go.
Number 1.
Metal Gear Solid. Now, I looked at a lot of top 10s that other people have put out, and a lot of them do put Metal Gear as the number 1 PlayStation 1 game of all time. And I just have to agree with them on that fact. Like, most of the other choices I kind of disagreed with. Metal Gear Solid 1 has just a phenomenal storyline. It's got great graphics for its time. It was kind of like one of the first games that I played where there was like an actual story with like cutscenes and all this crazy stuff going on. It was like one of the first that I played. I'm not saying that it was the first game like that, but it was the first of that style that I played. And I remember my dad had bought us a PS1 with a ton of games. He got it like a garage sale or something. But one day I started playing this game at like 1 a.m. I didn't go to sleep that night. I stayed up till like 8 in the morning playing this game because I got so addicted. Like it stuck to me in, and it was so entertaining. Because you're Solid Snake. This was the game that made me fall in love with Solid Snake. Solid Snake is a fun character to be. This is one of those like stealthy kind of games where you really don't want to be seen, but sometimes it happens, and then then it gets real. You know what I mean? So Metal Gear Solid is my number 1 game on my list here, and voila, we are done. Now, most people might be shocked that I didn't include like Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VII, it was one of the only Final Fantasy games that I played. I was gonna put it on here originally, but then I felt like I just wanted to put a couple nostalgia games on here instead of put that game on there, because I didn't really play Final Fantasy like that. Like, a lot of people love the Final Fantasy series, and if you do, you know, that's great. Now, also to note, this was not a top 10 on the best games for the PS1 period. This was just my top 10 of games that I would recommend you play if you have not played these. But yeah, so that is it, man. Top PS1 games. So tell me what you guys think, man. If you guys enjoy this video, let me know. I want to also make a PS2 version and possibly an Xbox original version. But let me know if you like this video. Give me a like, give me a subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. There it is, y'all. That's my top 10. The number 1 game is pretty common. I've seen on other top 10 PS1 games is the Metal Gear Solid. It's a pretty good game, dude. Like, even in, like, I just played it like a couple months ago, beat it all over again, and I actually got a different ending than what I did when I played it as a kid. Because when I played as a kid, there's one part where Solid Snake is like bound to this like electrical like bed, basically, and you have to repeatedly press a button while he injects you with this electricity. And if you give up, then he goes and kills your like girlfriend. Well, it's not really girlfriend, but just like this girl that you met in there, and he goes and kills her, basically. I think. I just remember a scene where she like died. I remember. I thought maybe not, but anyway, at the end, me and her ended up riding off on a freaking snowmobile out in the middle of Alaska. So I'm not sure, but it's a really good game. If you've never played it, you should give it a shot. By the way, all these games I play were played on the Duck Station emulator. I do have a PS1. This is right here. Issue with it is I don't have any games for it yet, except like one. But I wanted to make sure that I was able to show you guys this. So anyway, those are my favorite PS1 games. I'm gonna go ahead and make a PlayStation 2 next, which I'm really excited to do because that's like my favorite system of all time. But anyway, if you like this video, give me a like. If you like it, go ahead and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. So peace out. Much love. Deuces.